Good evening, dear students. In the last class, we began the discussion of WH question word, and we have also seen some of the important WH question word. So today we are going to learn more about WH question formation, and especially in today's session we are going to learn how to frame WH question if the subject of a sentence gets underlined. So before that, let me tell you the meaning of the word that I gave you in the previous class. Do you remember the word that I gave you in the previous class? That was peerless. So what do you mean by peerless? How do you spell that? Peerless. So the meaning of peerless, the best, the finest, unparalleled, matchless. The meaning of peerless, the best. So how do we use that in a sentence? You can say that a peerless beauty, matchless. A peerless man, he is a peerless man. A peerless athlete. So in this way we can use the word peerless in a sentence. So keep learning new words. So now let's begin today's session. So I have written a few sentences here. Look at that. And I have underlined only the subjects. In each sentence, I have underlined only subject. So as I said in the previous class, to frame WH question, to get the subject as answer is very easy. You need not do much here. What you have to do, you have to remember all the WH words that we discussed in the previous class. Shall we recall them once again? So what are the WH question word? What, who, when, where, why, which, whose, and then how. So remember all these WH question word, and you should also know when we have to use what, who, when, where. Okay, so I hope you remember them. Look at the sentences now here. Look at the first sentence here. Power makes people selfish. Now, you have to focus on only the subject. So look at the subject and analyze it. So is it a person? Is that a thing? Is that a place? Or is it a time? No. So power usually, we consider it as an object. Of course not here, but according to the WH word. Because there is no other option. We don't have any other option there in the WH question word. So we cannot write who there or when there, where, why, which, whose, how. All these are inappropriate here except what. So we can take what. Okay. So for non-living things or objects, we can take what. As I said, what you have to do now, you have got or you have identified the subject, and you now know what is the right WH word for power. So it would be what. What. So you have written what, and your job is done here. This is what I said. This is very simple. So the only task that you have here is to identify the subject and to find the appropriate WH word which suits this subject. And then you have to write the same sentence which is given here, or remaining words as it is. You need not add anything there. Just write the WH word and then just write the remaining sentence or the words as it is. So it becomes what makes people selfish, question mark. So question mark at the end of the sentence is very important. Don't forget that. What makes people selfish? Right, is that clear? I hope you understood. So what you have to do, when the subject of a sentence gets underlined, you have to analyze the subject and identify whether it is a person or thing or a place or time, and then choose the right or appropriate WH word which suits this subject. For that, always remember or by heart this. That is the only way you can remember it. And then also remember where we have to use these different WH question word. So I hope this is clear. Let's move on to the next one here. Look at this. Money makes people mad. Again, money, that belongs to the category of thing or an object. Again, it takes what? What? So now, what makes people mad? Right, I hope you remember the structure of WH word. That will never change. You have to follow, you have to strictly follow the structure of WH question. What is the structure? You have to write WH word and then there should be verb and then there should be main object. See here it could be helping verb or main verb and then there should be main object. So this is the structure when we frame WH question if the subject of a sentence gets underlined. Please remember that. So now what makes people mad? Simple. So you have to write only WH word there. Look at the next one. Frame the question. Because I cannot expect responses from you. So that is why frame the question. Tina owns this bag. What you have to do? Analyze the subject here. What is the subject talking about? Is that a place? Is that a person? Is that a time? It is a place. Sorry, it is a, I'm really sorry, it is a person. Tina, that is proper noun. So here the subject is a person and that is why it must go with, for subject which is the appropriate WH word, who. People, or for a person we have to write who. So here, who owns this bag? Question mark. Remember this. Power and money, we can consider that as objects or things. Here Tina is person and that is why it must go with who. Okay, who owns this bag? What is the answer? Tina. Tina owns this bag. So you need not write answer in the examination. Okay, you need not write the sentences there. Just write only the questions. Okay, you have to only form the question. You need not write the same sentence again as answer. Your job is only to write the question part in the examination. Who owns this bag? And again, one more thing, most of the students sometimes they become very lazy in the examination hall and they start dozing off and then they just only write who, where, like this. Only question word. Please don't do that. So it will not be valid. It will not, you will not get any mark for this kind of answers. So you have to write this whole sentence. Okay. So who owns this bag? That has to be your answer. Look at the fourth question here. Tejaswi's story is about an unusual medicinal creeper. So look at the subject here. Quite different, right? So here again, same as Tina, this is also a proper noun. But there is a little bit difference. There is a difference between these two subjects here. Tina doesn't have any apostrophe S here. But here Tejaswi's, it is written Tejaswi's, which means there is an apostrophe yes, which indicates possession. So whenever yes is added, apostrophe S is added to the proper noun, when the apostrophe S is added to the proper noun, then it is considered as possession. So whenever we talk about possession, then which is the right WH question word? When? Where? Why? No. Which? No. Whose? Yes. So remember, whenever an apostrophe S is added to the proper noun, then it is talking about possession. So whenever the subject is about possession, then the right WH question word is whose. So it becomes whose story is about an unusual medicinal creeper. Now look at the fifth sentence. The English man believed, it has to be Mara. The Englishman believed Mara. Again, the Englishman. Same. This is about a person. So whenever we talk about person, who is the appropriate question word? So write who. Who believed Mara? Who believed Mara? So now look at the sixth question. Money is the root of all evil. Again, look at the first sentence there. Power, money. The same is repeated here. So again, what? What? So what is the root of all evil? So what is the root of all evil? So this is how we frame or add WH question word if the subject of a sentence gets underlined. So now let's look at some more examples. Look at these sentences here. Again, only the subjects of the sentences have got underlined here. Look at the first sentence. Trees are more humane than humans. So here trees is the subject. So what is the right or appropriate WH question? So here, as I said, this can be used as living things also. I mean it depends on context of the text. So here you can, of course, we should not read it as non-living things, but here I would take it as a thing or what. Usually we use what for this, or as I said, it depends on the context. You can also take it as who, persons, living things. Okay, so trees are more humane than humans. So what we have to write, what are more humane than humans. So if I treat it as a living thing, then I can use who. Okay, what are more humane than humans? John arrived at noon. Again, this is very simple. John is a person, so it should be who. So who arrived at noon? Next one. An elephant made friendship with a man. So again here, who made friendship with a man? Again, why we are using who here? Because this is from the textbook itself, and in the textbook the pronoun which is given to the elephant, that is he, and that is why we can use who. Okay, who made friendship with a man. And now next one, Max can speak Chinese. Again, Max is a proper noun, and that is why, and it is about a person. And remember, these two are contextual. Okay, it depends on the context, and this is especially from your lesson itself, and that is why who. So Max can speak Chinese. Who can speak Chinese? Who can speak Chinese? Now the two boys were saving money to go to America. So again, people who were saving money to go to America. Is this clear? So please work on these question word, or take some or pick some sentences from the textbook itself and try to frame WH question for that. So I'll give you some more sentences. Don't sleep. Look at these three sentences here. The narrator had 14 rupees in his wallet. Again, the subject is about a person, who. So who had 14 rupees in his wallet? So the answer is the narrator. Mara's wife got ready to cook. Remember Tejaswi's story, the sentence which begins with Tejaswi's. Here also Mara is a proper noun and an apostrophe s is added to Mara, so it becomes possession. So here we need to use whose. Whose wife got ready to cook? Mara's wife. And the last sentence, look at here. We must have some money. We got underlined here again, that is a reference to people, right? So again, who? Who must have some money? Question mark. So I hope you understood framing WH question if the subject of a sentence gets underlined. So in the next class we are going to learn how to frame WH question if the object of the sentence gets underlined, and that is bit difficult compared to this one, but no need to worry. We'll learn that in a detailed way. And before that, as I said, you need to remember to frame WH question for the object of a sentence. You need to remember all the primary or auxiliary verbs, helping verbs, which we discussed while discussing subject verb agreement. So that is very important. So what are the verbs? Be form, have form, and then do form. So under be we have am, and then was, is, are, and were. Under have, has and had. Do, does and did. So these are the auxiliary, primary, helping or auxiliary verbs. You have to remember all of them. So now there are also another helping verb which is called as modal verb. This modal verbs also act as helping verbs in a sentence. So here, so what are the modal verbs? Will, would, can, could, should, must, may, might. These are all modal verbs. As I said, you have to learn all these verbs. Moreover, you have to be familiar with all these verbs, then it becomes easy for you to identify helping verbs in a sentence. So there the structure would be, remember, while framing WH question to the object of a sentence, then the structure would be WH, and then there should be helping verb or modal verb. This is not main verb but modal verb, and then there should be subject, and then there should be main object or verb. So this would be the structure. Okay, remember these things and remember everything that we discussed so far. But for the next class, please keep this in your mind and be ready with all these verbs. Okay, so we'll continue the discussion in the next class. So now this is the time to give you the word, new word. So the word of the day is fatigue. Fatigue. So how do you pronounce that? Fatigue. So get the meaning of this word and let's see in the next class. Thank you.